Fourth time I've had to restart this, folks. Fourth time. Hello there. Stupid program tells me, oh, we can update now. I don't care. I don't care at all. I use this computer for one purpose, to write these stories and to record the writing sessions, nothing else. It doesn't need any updates, and the updates I do get on this computer derp it up, so what the hell? Why should I ever have an update for it at all? Just leave it as it is. Updates never even seem to do anything, besides eat up memory. I wondered if that was a mistake. Tell the girl his name. She might end up revealing it to the Jade in the city. To the Jade. They interrogate her. I was wondering if maybe they should bring the girl with her. She might be. Jade would probably investigate the disappearance of their two men. And it might end up knocking on her apartment door. Perhaps you should come with us, Alan suggested. What? Lana asked. What for? For? What for? I guess that is what someone's in a rough state of mind would say. The Jade might come after you. Alan replied. The woman looked shocked. But I was wrong. I was raped. Raped by them. Lana muttered. And you men killed them. I had nothing to do with it. I understand. But Jade only look out for theirs. For their own. To them, you might as well kill those people. Those two yourself. I didn't ask for this. Flana. Call her Flana, not the woman. That's dehumanizing. Flana practically moaned. I just wanted to keep my head down. Just wait for this all to be over. Like in the last war. The Bloodkins are more gentlemanly than these Jade. There were crimes during the occupation, but not that many. They were probably told to be on their best behavior. Bob Booth noted. I call him Jim. For some reason I keep thinking I called that character Jim. Since I restarted, you missed a bunch of me rambling a bit about political correctness and how nobody talks about all the bad things going on in the Middle East. To women, to gay people, to all that stuff. I wonder why the hell nobody talks. It must be because they're fearful about being called racist. They were probably told to be on their best behavior to keep down the threat of an uprising. Right. I'll agreed. But why worry about all that stuff in the past? Well, why worry all that stuff? Stuff in the past. The Bloodkins weren't much of a threat these days, having been quite dismembered. Bloodkins weren't much of a threat these days. Republicans weren't much of a threat these days. Yeah, just leave that. Y'all might have to make your bed. The resistance. How annoyed. Join up with them. They can protect you. Can't you smuggle me out of the country to Zeta? Flana asks. Hopefully. Maybe if you were someone important. I don't know. Or the daughter of someone important. Afraid not. I replied. I didn't want to join. Resistance. I muttered. I'm a coward. I can't do this. Do what they do. Plenty of resistance. Work besides shooting at the enemy. You'll find something to do with yourself. Alan said. Planet took a deep breath and suddenly looked more hopeful. He kind of had a nunnish vibe, except for her attire. I say she had a bathrobe or a regular robe. Most people wouldn't get hung up on stuff like that, but I'm very uptight. If I say a character is in a bathrobe, I want to make sure they're in a bathrobe. Do nuns wear bathrobes? What do they wear when they get up in the morning? I got no clue. I'm not a nun. Maybe another life where I was born a girl, I was a nun, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like such a bad life. Even though I'm not religious, sometimes I think I would have liked to have been a priest or something related to religion. Let's see. Sorry for that profound silence. I was just lost my place mentally, as I do. Flana took a deep breath. I guess that means they'll have to become a hero. Not like you people. Flana said. Get dressed and get your things together. We're running out of time. We have our own. Ordered. We have our own things to do. 20 minutes later, Arlen and the others were back downstairs. Out the door. Back door. Flana was, in full civilian attire. That bundled up. Some extra layers of clothes on her. She was going to have to meet up with the resistance without an escort. She was going to have to meet up with the resistance without an escort. She was given a location and a password. The people she was meeting would get her to the underground. A few underground people. One of the gorillas with Ireland, Mr. Parker, Told Flana. Something. Flat out. You're with us till the end of the war. Parker said. The boys are going to take you to some guerrilla, to our HQ. HQ that the other groups in the city know about. If you'd rather join some equalindist or triangulus group, you'll have to find them yourself. I'm fine with you people. Flannery replied. Good. Then you better get going. Carter said. The streets are not safe, and there are many patrols. Okay. Flannery coughed. I got on the move. She gets captured. That intel you gave her will be valuable to the enemy. Ellen noted to Parker. Not for too long, Parker replied. And the men at that location are seasoned vets. The underground. They can smell trouble a mile away. The enemy won't capture them. Right. What? Arlen muttered. Arlen had heard such things before. It was unfortunate how often seasoned guerrillas ended up captured, tortured, and executed. Especially after someone proclaimed them uncatchable. Is there uncatchable? Oh, uncatchable is actually a word. Bravo. I'll have to check that. Let's see. We're flying on our way. The commandos and his men got back on the move. Lopez Rapier stayed close to Arlen. Still using his suppressed Browning pistol. HP. Was it a Browning HP? I'll have to check again. Damn it. It is ridiculous that this computer has trouble running this program. That it fucking glitches up completely. Did I just swear? Oh yeah. I've been dropping F-bombs since I was 5 years old, so that word has lost all power to me, pretty much. All words lose their power eventually. Let's see. I was just thinking, what if it was my wife? Rip your ass, darling. Should I say his dialogue in a accent? Now, if I did that, I have to do it for everybody. And there's like, this is like a multinational story. You got Germans, French, British, Scotsmen, and whatever hell accent the Jade have. Probably something like the Japanese, I guess, if I'm just trying to quantify it. Like, however, like what German would sound like if German was a Asian language, I guess. The Jade are kind of like Germans, Japanese, and Tibetans all rolled into one. What if it was my wife? I know the feeling. Alan replied. When he saw people hurt and killed, he sometimes saw them as his relatives. Everyone he saw, Alan saw dead, was precious to someone, even to Jade. Those dead rapist Jade, they had someone who loved them. From back home, some wives, some mothers, fathers, maybe some little sister on the cute side. They were pretty Jade women, despite their gray skin and kind of fearsome, some owlish yellow eyes. Fearsome. Rapier produced the picture, a photograph, an old, faded photograph. Depicted Rapier in happier times, in a dress uniform, with both eyes. He was in the company of his family, his young, pretty wife, and his daughter, who took after her mother. And you could tell it was going to be some fine beauty someday. Probably something like a double of the mother. Okay. Island had a son, Alex, with his wife, Dominique, and he took after Ireland. Ireland hoped that maybe their next child would look more like Dominique. He wouldn't mind if the rest of them clones of her. It seemed kind of natural that a goddess's children would look much like her. I don't know how God DNA works, folks. Zeus had plenty of half god, half children. He was quite a cheat with his wife Hera, who was also his sister. But, they usually don't talk about that. Yeah. All that stuff about, the gods were apparently very incestuous. But they didn't have much choice. It wasn't like they could go to some others. It wasn't like they could go to the, Norse mythology and marry up all them, Valkyrie goddesses and such. Now that would make a cool idea for a story. Say nude women. I'm glad the rape scene is over. Beautiful family. Harlan said. Yep. Pierre nodded, smiling happily. I got a lot waiting for me. Maybe when this war is over. Got to protect myself. I'm fighting to protect them. Them, mostly. But I couldn't leave that girl to her fate, Those pigs would have raped and murdered her. Probably. Heard about, probably, the fate of too many girls as is. I think I slipped in a little Scottish accent there, a little. Of course, they're not called Scottish in this universe, they're called Fortish. I'm not sure where the source of the name is. I think maybe because they lived in because those Scottish mountains are very fortified, It's like fighting in mountains and warfare is like the worst thing in the world, apparently. That's why so many people died fighting in Italy in World War II. Those mountains are killers. But of course, they eventually managed to push their way up Italy, up the whole boot, and that's kind of like the forgotten front of World War II, the battle for Italy. And I guess the Pacific is kind of forgotten too, in a way, even though it was so terrible. So terrible, folks. I'm reading a book about it right now. It's like, nightmare. The Japanese were more powerful. It would probably turned out a lot badly for the Americans. Not that it was peachy keen, you know. All that island fighting was very, very bloody for the Marines and the Army and the Navy. Let's see. Just want to squeeze in some more lines here. Ireland knew we couldn't. I thought of Flana. She was on her own now. She was on her own now. She might get killed or arrested anytime. They had saved her life earlier, but would it be in vain? These were the things Ireland sometimes thought after they're saved. But in Earl sometimes thought. Would he have to keep saving Flana over and over again? There were too many people to save. You couldn't just follow Flana and watch over her like a guardian angel. She was the master of her own fate now. Is that right? You couldn't just follow Flana and watch over her like a guardian angel. We can only save people once. Once, Ireland said to Rapier. More than that, Flana has to look out for herself. She'll survive, Rapier replied. She already lived through the worst thing you can, short of murder. You can just fall in one side. Too many other Flanas out there. Yeah, just save. I guess I'll have to check and see if that's right. Good wording or not. Did he have to? Let's see. They saved her life earlier. She might get killed or arrested any time. Would their earlier rescue of Flana be in vain? Anna, did I call her? There are too many people to save. Ireland couldn't just... See, folks, this is what you gotta do when you're a writer. You gotta think of things. She might get killed or arrested at any time. Would their earlier rescue of Flana be in vain? End up in vain? These were the things Ireland sometimes thought after a situation like this. I think Flana's out there to save. Right. Ireland agreed. After Rapier put away that picture of his family, Sergeant Dizza Mill came up next to Ireland. An AK in his hands. Not exactly the quietest weapon. Alright, folks, on that note, let's see you later. Have a nice day. Hopefully this section right here I'm pointing at, will not drive me insane. See you later.